Hello again. So this time what we're going to take a look at is the material editor in 3ds Max, or material editors, I should say. First of all, what is a material? Well, if I take two spheres and I want one of them to look like carpet and the other one to look like gold, how do we do that? Well, that's just defined by the material that you put on an object. It gives it a particular look, style, and texture. Okay, so I'll just delete one of these here and I'll just create maybe a box and a torus knot, wherever it is. There it is. Okay, so just like this. So I've just picked these three objects because they're rather different looking, and let's apply a material to them. So we can bring up the material editor either by going to this little icon up here, or we can just hit M. Okay, now depending on who used your software last, your material editor could look like this, or if we go to modes and come to slate editor, it could look like this. Okay, for this brief introduction into materials, we're going to switch to the compact editor, which is this one. Okay, so let's apply a material to an object. These 6 spheres here are different materials. Okay, so if we pick this first one and I just click and drag and put it onto the sphere and let go, you can see the sphere changes the same color as this material here. Okay, we can do things like change its color. Make sure to hit OK and not just click the X. Okay, we can change its roughness. You can see what's happening there. Roughness is basically like shine. And metalness. Okay, you'll see how this works a lot better when we start using textures with materials. Okay, we've got transparency. Okay, and we can put this on multiple objects if we want. And let's just take a look at, just going to use my handy little zoom tool here. Okay. Let's take a look at this sphere and this for a minute. We've got little triangles in the corner of this. Okay. You can see there's no triangles in these 5. If the triangles are there but not solid, that means the material is being used in the scene. Okay. Let me just come and move tool. Okay, if the triangles are solid, like this, it means this material is on the object that I've got selected. You can see if I deselect it, the triangles turn hollow again, and there they're back solid. Okay. Let's just create another one here. Let's just make it green, and we can put it on there. Okay, and you'll see if we adjust this pink material that it changes for any object that it's applied to. Okay, so let's take a look at the other material editor here. Okay, so if I go modes and slate material editor, okay, let's just delete these and just, all we'll need is a sphere for this. Okay, right. So I want to create a material here. Okay, there are no materials in here at the minute. I'm just using the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. I don't know whether you can see the grid pattern there or not. I'm actually zooming in and out here. Okay, let's take this one here, physical material, and drag it out. Okay, so all these items on this list correspond to items that are in this little window here. Okay, so we can do things like let's take noise 3D and just drag it out to here. Okay, and what this is just like a random pattern generator. Okay, so let's say I want to put that color, random colors, into this material. You can see the material is grey at the minute. Let's just take it out and click and drag into base color, and you can see now that that has changed. Okay, it isn't on the object yet. Okay, so we can do that using oh, I need the material selected. You can't apply a map or a texture directly to an object. It has to be plugged into a material, and then we apply the material to the object. So now we've got this little assign material to selection button here, and there we go. Okay, if we want to edit this a bit more, we can just double click it and its parameters will appear here, or properties you might call it. Let's try something like adjusting the scale. Let's just type instead, let's say 5. Okay, you can see the pattern has got a lot smaller. Okay, I'm not going to go through what all these are because there's literally hundreds of maps, each with their own individual set of parameters here. I'll just do one more. Let's take simple gradient and take its output, and let's just overwrite base color map here. Okay, and you can see if I change this to dark blue or purple, there's our purple. So this is like a ramp or a gradient of colors. And we have plugged it in. You can rearrange these. These material trees can grow really complex. Okay, now let's just switch back to the other compact material editor. Here's our original two materials. Let's go to this third one and use the eyedropper and pick that. Here is the material we created in the slate editor, now in the original one, and you can see where I plugged the gradient ramp into the base color. We've now got an M here, so let's just click that M, and this is us into our simple gradient. And any changes you make here will also change in the slate editor as well. Okay, and if we need to get back to the top level, which is our material level, this is the texture level or map level, we can hit this little go to parent button here, and there we go. Okay, and we can still change things like roughness, metalness. Okay. Sorry, I was adjusting the wrong roughness there. I was wondering why it didn't work. Here we go. There's our roughness. Okay, and if we switch back to the slate editor, everything's still there. Okay, I will go through some of these in a later tutorial, some of the more useful one. You can see how many there are there. There's literally hundreds. Okay, thanks. Bye.